for the Cyclones and 4 for the Hawkeyes. And we'll see if the Hawkeyes can come back from this emotional shock they got when Randy Lewis got hurt. This is Nate Carr for Iowa State against Scott Trizzino for Iowa. And Scott Trizzino has finished, well, his sophomore year he was 3rd, his junior year 2nd in the Nationals. Last year he hurt his knee, and you see it's bound, and he missed last year.
Yes, he was a redshirt. Nate was a Big 8 champ last year, however, as a freshman, a sophomore this year.
He has a record of 15-2. Trizzino, 15-3 this year. The Cyclones lead 13-4 in the team score.
Well, I watched, as all of us did, Trizzino in the finals of that '79 Nationals here at Iowa State. And I believe he lost in the overtime, if I'm not mistaken, on a referee's decision. A super match.
Yes, with the boy from Oregon State, Hicks.
Right. He has good technique. Trizzino's always had good technique, and you'll notice, of course, he's not lacking for any power either.
Oh, he's as strong as they come. Nate Carr from a great wrestling family. Well, I don't know if I can name them all. There's Jimmy, who was on the Olympic team when he was 16, and Joe Carr, who did so well, Fletcher Carr, who's now the coach of a successful Kentucky program, and Nate Carr, who is a Cyclone in his sophomore year. 40 seconds left, first period. Nobody taking any chances.
Yeah, both boys are filling each other out there with that upper body control right now, and you know, it's rather interesting. We want to point out here with contestants of the abilities that we have tonight. Boy, one miscue, Doug, and it's all over. So it's a little caution once in a while.
We have about 11 seconds left. I don't think they've met before. I may be wrong, but it doesn't seem to me that they have met before.
There's been no points scored, and there's been no warning, so if that be the case, someone's going to get one for stalling here shortly.
Red!
Red is warned.
The rule on that simply is, fans, that if there's no points scored or warning for stalling during that first period, regardless of the activity, one of them's going to get one for stalling at the end of the first period.
There you see what Scott Trizzino has done. He took last year out. That's why the 1980 record is not there. He had a bad knee. And without him, without Deanna, Iowa still won the national title.
There's your stand-up escape by Carr. Man, he was up and out of there like a shot.
Carr leads 1-0. Took him 7 seconds. Well, actually less than that. 3 seconds to get out.
All right, here we go.
Remind you again, we have a microphone on the referees, so from time to time we'll be able to see firsthand what's happening.
Ready?
Trizzino in black, Carr in red. A little move by Carr. Nice.
There's a nice single, kind of an arm drag single combination by Trizzino. No point scored yet, but off the edge of the mat. There's a nice move by Trizzino.
It's amazing the upper body development on these two.
Oh, what power.
They are really strong. 2:20 left in the second period. 1-0 Carr.
I guess we should say here, Doug, if we're not watching the color TV tonight, why the best way to determine the two here is Trizzino with the knee wrap and Carr the other.
Now Carr has been warned once, and so he doesn't dare be too cautious. And I wouldn't be surprised if referee John Raver doesn't ask for a little action here.
Work in the center, man. Work in the center.
1:45 left, second period. Carr leads by the score you see.
You know, it's a new NCAA rule this year. We'll get to it here shortly if we don't get too much action. Oh, there's a body throw.
Whoa!
Whoa!
I didn't think he was going to pull that one off, but he did. And I think Scott was a little surprised by that. It's 3-0 Carr.
Just a body throw. Little lateral, call it kind of a body lateral drop type throw.
But you got to get in there chest to chest on
You
those.
bet.
And
Get right in there with them.
And it's going chest to chest with Trizzino.
That's pretty tough.
It is.
Scores 3-0 in favor of Carr at this point with 1 minute and 6 seconds left in the second period. There's kind of a shoulder roll attempt for the 1-point escape, and it's there.
We'll look at that takedown again.
Here it comes right now. He goes in kind of a duck on it, then he comes in, kind of a bear hug, body throw right off the old bear hug.
And Trizzino, of course, when he saw what was happening, turned his belly to the mat as quickly as possible.
It takes a little power to make that move, but he has it. That is Carr.
3-1. 48 seconds left and counting down in the second period. Iowa State against Iowa in the first of their 2 big dual meets every year. These 2 national powers.
Very, right there at that mat edge.
There's Cy, the Iowa State
mascot. I was going to say there a moment ago at that mat's edge. That's a place you never want to let up. There's a lot of points lost at the mat's edge, likewise gained, where fellas have a tendency to let up once in a while when they think that maybe they're going off. That's the time when you really want to wrestle.
Carr against Trizzino. At some point here, the Hawkeyes, I think, are going to have something good happen to get their thinking back positive again. And Scott Trizzino is trailing by 2 against Nate Carr at the end of the second period. The Iowa State wrestler Carr goes on top. The riding time, 35 seconds for Carr and 3 seconds for Trizzino. There's no potential point there yet for either man. That's Les Anderson of Iowa State, an assistant coach for many years.
Former national champion himself on 2 occasions. Clarion, Iowa native.
Yes, he was a head coach out in Washington for a while until that program collapsed.
Trizzino comes into the stand-up and wants to split those hands to gain the neutral position, but they go off the mat's edge. I would look for him to come pop right back up there again here. The thing for Carr to do, of course, is to jam him to take that initial move away from him if he can.
See what Scott comes up with. A roll, nice roll too. But
it really was.
Carr countered well, and it was only a 1-point loss. Could have been worse.
Here comes our move here now. He takes the top position, Carr does. Here comes your shoulder roll, then he comes back out, switches those hips out, comes back to the knees, runs out. That's really what it amounts to. He just runs out, gets his one, and Carr shucks him off with the forearm smash at the mat's edge, but I don't think any big problem.
Well, I hope not. Here's Trizzino talking it over.
He's asking right now how much riding time is there, and of course there's 46 seconds riding time for Carr and 3 seconds for Trizzino, so there's no riding time advantage for either boy.
Carr has a takedown and an escape. Trizzino has escaped twice. So it's 3-2 in favor of the Cyclone. Let's look back over here while we have a second again. For those of you who might join us late, Mike Picozzi beat Barry Davis 13-5 for a 4-point Iowa State decision. Tim Riley beat Adley Parker 15-6 to match it. And then Randy Lewis was injured. Gibbons was winning 5-4, and on a throw to the mat, Lewis got hurt. Carr,
there it is, off that old bear hug throw, body throw. He got in there chest to chest on him, got him deep, got it locked, and put him off the edge. And of course, here it is, right here. Notice how he's got it locked in. The old bear comes back with that drop.
And he has just enough left of the leg.
Right, well, he noticed his supporting part stayed in bounds, and that's what gave him the points.
We're back to live action again. Carr is leading 5-2 with 2:25 left. Ankle block ride by Carr. He won't be able to keep that leg up there very long. That's the score. And it's a potential riding time point for Carr at this point, too.
Some people call that move he made kind of a combination off a Sioux play, but that's terminology most people wouldn't understand. And so we refer to it as a body throw off the bear hug.
Warning against Trizzino on the bottom for stalling.
And he's got that near leg scissor there now, controlling the hips real well, keeping him flattened out. Doesn't give Trizzino an opportunity to get much put together.
Here is Carr working hard on top, or giving a good impression of it anyway. And
Well, he's jamming in on him,
Yes.
forcing, keep the pressure on him. That takes the initial move away from Trizzino. Keeps him from getting his knees underneath him.
That's a point now for Carr for a penalty against Trizzino. Stalling. 6-2 in favor of the Iowa State Cyclone. With 1:15 left.
There's a roll attempt there by Trizzino. He's still down off the edge of the mat.
It happened out of bounds.
Score 6-2, favor of Carr. 1 minute, 12 seconds to go in the third period.
And again, we say that something good is going to have to happen for the Hawkeyes here rather quickly.
It was kind of a attempted sit-out switch maneuver there by Trizzino, but countered well by Carr. Got the deep waist there pretty well on him. He's got that head lever going in on him to control that near arm.
We're less than a minute away from the end of this match at 150 pounds between Nate Carr and Scott Trizzino. And Carr leads 6-2. Another point for the top man. That's 7-2.
Stalling on the bottom position. Notice he did not stop the match. College wrestling is a little different than high school wrestling here. This is the one time when they penalize the bottom man, but do not stop the match in down wrestling. High school, you would have stopped the match and then penalized. This is the one basic difference in stalling in the bottom and top position when down on the mat wrestling.
Stay down, Black.
18 seconds left in the 150-pound match. Nate Carr against Trizzino.
There's a stand-up escape.
Carr brought him right back down again.
Sucked him back. He's keeping the pressure on him. He's wrestled a super match, Carr has.
Oh, hasn't he? He's had both takedowns and 1 escape and 2 penalty points and leads 7-2. That's it. He gets a riding time point, and it's 8-2, a victory for Nate Carr. And Iowa State takes a 16-4 lead over the heavily favored Iowa Hawkeyes.
That was quite a match, and Carr wrestled real well.
As we say, if the Hawkeyes are going to come back, something good is going to happen for them rather quickly. They're coming up into some real power. They have their power, and Iowa State has power. And whoever is emotionally set is